All right, gang, we're going to start here. As you saw me fiddle around there, I am recording this lecture. This is the only one that I record. The reason being is, as you see, we have a full house here. What's that?
I don't know. Somebody left it.
Uh-oh. Somebody lose something? Wallet?
Anna, Anna said, oh, there she is.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. The reason I record this lecture is, you see it's a large class and there's still probably people that are not here. There's like 220 some students here in this class. We cover all the important information about the online book and the assignments and the tests and all that stuff. So for the 5-6 people who are not here or are adding the class later, instead of me going through it again 5-6 times, I record it and then they can just watch it and then see me if they have any questions. And it's also for you, if you have any questions, you can just go to the recording, fast forward to the spot that you might have a question about and double check. Okay. But after today, I don't record any lectures. So you see this here. We're going to talk about the inclusive access part, how this class is a hybrid, all that fun stuff today. But first we'll start with the syllabus. So I did open up everything for you all so that you can access it. So you can follow along with me if you'd like. The syllabus first. So this is me. I am Mr. Uhlenbrock. The students call me Mr. U. I don't have a doctorate degree. They don't call me doctor. The doctors don't like it when you call someone with a master's doctor. I don't really care, but I'm just a mister. But I do have 2 masters, so if you want to call me Master U, you can call me. I have a master's in psychology, which is why I'm teaching this class, and also in exercise and sports psychology. Been here 14 years. I teach down South Campus in the kinesiology department. I teach exercise science classes. Lifetime Fitness is the one I'm teaching nowadays. I've taught other classes down there too. In the psych department, I've been teaching this class for about 10 years. And I teach positive psychology, which I've been doing about 8 years. That class is kind of like my baby. I guess you could say my baby. I teach that mostly. That's the class that I guess I specialize in, positive psychology. So I have that class before this, Tuesday and Thursday at 8 to 9:15. And it's all the way over in Brandywine Hall. So some days if we go to the end, for some reason students have questions, I may be getting here right at 9:30. Not to worry, I don't miss class. I typically do not get sick. I haven't had a cold in, I can't remember how many years. And of course, went away on vacation the last 2 weeks of fall break or winter break to Hawaii, right? And the first day, my throat's sore. I have a sore throat for a couple of days, but it went away quickly. So I don't plan to be sick. The only reason we may miss class is a snow day, which fingers crossed we don't have. But I will start class at 9:35 every day. Because it's a large class, I know people coming from South Campus, other parts of campus, gives you time to get here, get settled. At 9:35 I will begin and typically end around 10:30, 10:35, and then I do attendance. Not doing attendance today, but I'll be doing attendance starting next week. It goes towards your grade. We'll show you that shortly. And then I hang out here to see if you have any questions. And we'll talk until 10:45 until we have to leave for the next class to come in. And as you see here, I also have office hours after here at 11 o'clock in Wayne Hall. So you can also stop by and see me then. So calling Mr. U, that's fine. I have 2 offices because I teach down South Campus at North. So it's Sturzenbecker 318. That's the room. They moved me. That's the correct office. 318 down South Campus on Wednesdays after my 9 a.m. class, I'll be there from 10 to 11:30. The rest of the days, I'm up here in North Campus, Wayne, Hall 528. So stop by and see me. If you make an appointment, you get priority over people who just drop in. So if you have an 11 o'clock appointment and someone's at my door waiting for me, you get priority because you made the appointment. They'll get squeezed in if there's time. So make an appointment if you can. Email is my name, @wcpa.edu, just like everybody else. If you do email me, please tell me which class you're in. Psych 100 Tuesday. That's perfect. It's the only Psych 100 class I teach on Tuesday. Otherwise, because I have 5 classes, and you see the size of this, I have 2 like this, 1 today, 1 Thursday. I've got almost 600 students. If you say, hey, this is Mary Smith, I have a question about class today, or I have a question about a homework assignment, I have no idea who Mary Smith is, with 600 students. So if you say, I'm in Psych 100 Tuesdays, I have a question about the assignment or something you covered, then I know. I do teach 3 different classes today, one Psych 100. So the other 2 are positive psych. So if you tell me intro to psych or Psych 100 Tuesday, I'll know who you are. If you just say I have a question, then I'll email you back and say which class are you in, because it's easier for you to tell me than for me to go through 5 classes to find who you are. So that's that. My phone number is my cell phone. Because I bounce around from office to office, North Campus to South Campus, I use my cell. I've been using it for 14 years since I've been here. Please don't abuse it. Don't leave dirty messages, bad texts. If you need to call me, you can call me. Usually it's maybe during a test, someone will call me or text me. But aside from that, email is about the best way to get a hold of me, to make sure that I get it. You know, sometimes the texts come through, and if I'm in class and it pops up and I hit it, it shows that it's red, and I forget that there's something there. So make sure you email me. You can text me. I do leave my phone on all night long, but it's silent, so even if it's the middle of the night, you won't bother me, so that's okay. But the best way is to email me. At night, after dinner time, 7-ish on, I try to have family time where I don't use technology, I don't use cell phones, I don't answer emails, texts, and stuff like that. So if you do email me or text me at night, I will typically respond first thing the next morning. All right. One of the ways, if you have taken or are taking or will take the positive psychology class, one way of de-stressing and increasing your well-being and happiness is to have email free time, text free time, electronic free time. And typically it's the end of the day, so you don't have that blue light or whatever the heck it's called, that stuff going in your brain right before you go to bed. So I like to have family time, spend time with my family at night. So email me, I'll respond. Next thing, first thing in the morning, probably before you're awake, I'll respond and answer. If it's urgent, it's typically not urgent, but if it's urgent and you email me, or you should text me if it's urgent and write down urgent. And if I see that, I'll reply as quickly as possible. Okay. Any questions? All right, you can go. I'm kidding. All right, so we got a lot to cover here. Office hours, we talked about that, blah, blah, blah. Email, we talked about that. Textbook. This class is part of what's called inclusive access, which means that your book, ebook, electronic book, and electronic assignments, all this stuff, was charged on your tuition. So the nice thing about that is you have access to the book and all the assignments today, right now, as opposed to waiting for your financial aid to come through and then be able to buy the book and purchase it and start. Some students start a week or 2 weeks late because of financial aid, and they have to pay for that, and they can't get started with the homework assignments. But now it's part of your tuition, paid as part of your tuition, it's in addition to your tuition, but it's on your tuition bill, and your financial aid pays for it, as opposed to you paying for it out of your pocket. If you wish to opt out of that and get a regular book, a hardback book, you can. I think they offer a loose leaf version of the textbook in the bookstore. It's like $20, $30. Some people don't like electronic books. That's okay. But all the assignments are online on this McGraw-Hill Connect site, which we'll go through today. So you need to have access to that. We'll go through the access and registration today, so you can get started with your assignments. We'll go about MH Campus. We'll go through that link when we get to that once we're finished the syllabus. All right, so this class is a hybrid class. And what that means is we only meet Tuesdays 9:30 to 10:45. It's typically a 2-day-a-week class, 9:30 Tuesday and Thursday. That's how I used to teach it several years ago until we went to the hybrid format. But now they figured, the school and the university and the state says, hey, you know what? If we go hybrid, we can have 200 students take the class Tuesday at 9:30 and another 200 students take it Thursday at 9:30. And we get 400 students in a class that only fits 200. So Thursdays, you do not come here. You do work online. You do it anytime you want. You don't have to do it Thursday. We only meet once a week. I have gotten easy in my older age. I'm not going to say old age because I'm not old. In my older age, I have reduced the homework assignments for you all from last semester to make it even easier for you all. You will see, you all, I've got a lot of people here, I like that. 90% of students in this class, 85 to 90, will get an A of some sort in this class because it's very easy. The homework assignments that I kept, you can't get wrong. If you do them, you can't get the answers wrong. If you get a question wrong, it tells you got it wrong, and it asks you the question again. Once you get it right, it erases the wrong answer and gives it to you correct. But you have to keep answering the questions. You can't just stop. And I'll show you that when we get there. But if you do there's only one homework assignment per chapter. Used to be 2 or 3. 2 last semester. Previous semester there was 3. Only one homework assignment per chapter. And it's one of those smart assignments that is interactive, that knows when you have difficulty answering a question because you might have gotten it wrong once or twice. And it saves that information, so when it comes test time, it saves these questions for you to review, which is pretty cool. But as long as you do that homework assignment, you'll get full credit. You just keep answering the question, and then you'll see that it's completed. You'll see you'll get the full credit for it. So, and the other assignments that I used to give were like a pre kind of quiz, kind of 10-question multiple choice, and you can get right or wrong. Some people got it wrong, some people didn't do them. They lost the points. You don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. So I made that part very simple for you all. Basically, I've taken feedback from previous classes about the assignments, the number of assignments, and all that kind of stuff. Based on what the students said from last semester, I decided to make this class a little easier. So maybe more than 90% of you all will get an A this semester. I don't care. When I first taught this class, the first test I gave, it was not an online class like this, but the first test I gave, we had like an 85 average. Now it's probably higher than that, but, and the professor, there was another professor that taught it right after me, and she's like, how did your first class test go? And I said, the students did pretty well, they got an 85. And she's like, 85? That's too high. Students should be getting a 70 on this, average on this test, in this class. And I was like, what, 70? She's like, yeah, this is an intro class. There's 200 some students in the class. They should not be getting a B average. I said, well, maybe I've got good students. Maybe I taught them right. She looked at me. She said, they should be getting a 70. I was like, well, they'll get an 85. Nowadays, people are getting like 88, 90 averages on my test. The only reason why there's some people that get a low grade on the test, and the tests are all open notes, and they're online, so you don't have to study for it, is because some students don't take the test. So it's 0, and that really hurts the average for a class. Some students, the test is from during the class time, 9:30 to 10:45. Some students log on at 10:30 and think they can get a 60 or 80 question test done in 15 minutes. And you can't. Don't be that student. We'll go through it, the notes and all. My tests come from my notes. The first test has 3 chapters. I'll show you the notes. How you take the notes in my class, it's very simple. You come to class, take your notes, you'll get an A. Guarantee, just like that whistle. Yes, I guarantee it. If you have a problem with the notes and all that kind of stuff, just make sure you see me. But we'll go through that. So the 50% means we're meeting in class once a week. The other 50% you're doing homework on your own, reading on your own, all that kind of stuff. Connect assignments. That's the online assignments. The homework assignments will last anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. If you keep getting them wrong, it'll take longer, but if you read the chapter, you'll bang it out in 10 minutes. If for some reason you get a question wrong because it is interactive and it's smart, it's called a smart book, and you get the same question wrong a couple times, it'll say to you, hey, click on this link here, it'll take you to the part of the chapter so you can read it and understand the concept, and then come back and take the quiz. So it does that. So it may take you a little bit longer. Other than that, I mean, technically, I'm supposed to be giving you a 75-minute assignment outside of here because we're not meeting a second day. I have the choice of doing it any way I want. I'm doing it in 10 to 30 minutes because this is an intro class. This isn't an in-depth class, right? I've got students that are all kinds of majors here. It's a gen ed. What you learn here is not important for you for other classes unless you're a psych major. But we're just skimming the surface. This is intro to psych. We're covering abnormal psych in like a week, which there's a whole class that covers it in the semester. Right, we're covering social psych in a week. All this stuff, we're just touching the surface. If you want in-depth psychology, then become a psych major, take this class and then take the other classes. But this is just a intro class, so, I'm not worried about you all doing a ton of homework outside of class here. There's your course description. We are going to cover the basics of a lot of what psychology is, the history of psychology, different types of therapies, different types of psych, like social psych, abnormal, health psychology, all these different things. We'll cover that. So you'll get a basic idea of what psychology, the world of psychology is all about. Attendance is required, and the only reason I require it is because the state mandates it. Okay, I have to give attendance reports to the university, who then sends it to the state for a couple of reasons. One, financial aid if a student's not coming to class, and they drop the class after the ad drop or whatever. For some reason, maybe they're out for a medical reason, they never contacted me or the university, and they missed the first 6 weeks of class, and then they finally contact the university. If I show that they never attended, then they can get their tuition back. If it shows that they were in class and they're trying to get away with something, then they can't get away with it. The other reason is, if for some reason someone fails this class, and there will be someone, they're probably not here today, there will be someone who fails, or a couple people who fail, because they don't do the assignments, they don't come to class, they don't take the test. They require me to show the last date of attendance and homework assignments that they completed. So I have to do it. So I give you credit for being here in class. I also give you extra credit. I'll show you how that goes shortly for coming to class. Attendance. Yeah, we do it through D2L. So either on your laptop, tablet, or cell phone, access D2L when the time comes for the quiz. It's under quizzes. If you do it through your phone or tablet, don't do the D2L app. That app's things. You have to do it through the internet, like Safari or whatever, Firefox. Log into D2L, and then I'll show you the quiz. You can't get the quiz question wrong if you're here. If you aren't here, then you can. But if you're here, I tell you the answer to the quiz question. It's not like I'm asking you some major concept of today. I just want to know who's here. That's all, for your sake and for the school's sake. Cell phones and laptops and tablets, please silence them so I'm not hearing whistles during class, and dings and all that kind of stuff. I understand a lot of people use their technology to take notes. That's fantastic, makes it a lot easier. But silence them so they're not interrupting class and disturbing your neighbors and me. Sometimes it throws me off track when I hear certain sounds. Attendance, you can have an excused absence if you have some school function, whether it's a sporting event or band or whatever it is, school function. If I get the note saying it's a school-related function, then your absence is excused. You don't get the 10 points attendance, but you don't lose that 10 points. You don't get a 0 either. So I just adjust your grade accordingly for the excused absences. Quizzes are done, or tests are done online. So if you have to miss a test because of a function, we can adjust the time for you to take it based on when you're traveling and all that kind of stuff there. So I'm very flexible. I'm not here to give bad grades. I would love everybody. I'd love to get 100% A's in this class and have fun this semester. But there's always a situation where someone tries to take advantage and it's not as fun. All right, exams, tests. There's 4 tests, 100 points each. You'll see the chapters when we get there, but usually it's about 3 chapters per test. Not too bad. Like I said, it's online, open notes. You don't take the test in here. You take the test anywhere you want, as long as you have an internet connection. And you can take it if you want to go to Florida, Hawaii, the Philippines. I don't care. You go to the other side of the world, take your test as long as you have the right time, 9:30 to 10:45, you're good to go, as long as you have electronic connection. If you miss the test, that's bad. That's a 0. Research. Research requirements are mandatory for this class. As part of introduction to psych, the psych department, not me, the psych department mandates that every student participates in a research study this semester. Some of them are online, some of them real short, some of them you go in person. You have to get 2 research units for the semester. Nothing's open yet. I'll talk to you about that as it comes along. I will go through the research requirements document when we're done with the syllabus and the outline today, so you know. And I will remind you at the beginning of every class about research. Now, there is a situation where someone's like, I don't want to be part of a research study. I don't want anybody messing with my brain. Well, they're not going to mess with your brain. But for some reason, you're just like freaked out, like, hey, I don't want to participate. There is an alternative assignment you can do, which is doing 2 research papers, 1 page in length. And I'll go through details later today. And you can just hand that in to me, and you can get your research credit. Okay. Typically, out of like last semester, I probably had 20 students, 10% roughly of the class, that didn't participate in a research study because they either forgot or they didn't want to, or whatever reason, doesn't really matter, and they just handed the papers in and they got the credit. Okay? But then, if for some reason you don't participate in research and you don't do the research papers, you don't get a grade in this class. So I've got about probably 6 students from last semester that got an NG, no grade. Even though they might have gotten an A, they got an NG. And that means they have 9 weeks to do the research paper where that grade turns to an F. So don't be that person, because then you have to do homework over the summer. You don't want to do homework over the summer. Any questions yet? I'll go into details of that when we get through the syllabus. Grading. So my grades are based on 1,000 points. You earn points up to 1,000 points. And maybe even more, because I offer extra credit. 900 out of 1,000 is 90 out of 100%. I'm not worried about your percent. It's the total points that you earned. So if you have 925 points earned this semester, that's a 92.5. I round that up to 93, you get an A. You have the opportunity to earn probably at least 1,050, maybe more. There's at least 50 points extra credit I give for attendance. And maybe one outside the class activity. There are going to be some people, now pay attention to this, everybody eyes up, ears open. There are some of you, probably about 20 to 25% of you, who will not have to take the final exam because you have earned enough points that you don't need to take it because you already have an A. All right? So listen up. If you come to class, starting next week, 10 points for coming to class. The next week, 10 points for coming to class. If you come to both classes, and I'll show you this again a little bit later down the line. If you come to both classes for the module, module 1 is test 1. If you come to both those classes, I give you 10 points extra credit. Same thing with module 2, module 3, module 4, it's 20 points extra credit. So module 1, 2, 3, 10 points each, that's 30. And module 4 is 20 points, that's 50 points extra credit just for attending. Plus, if you do well in your tests and do all the homework assignments, there are going to be people here who have 930, 940, 950 points before the final test happens. 950 or 1,050 is still an A. So I tell you, and I'll tell you the last class that we meet, who doesn't have to take the final. 95 and 105 is the same thing. It's an A. 93 is an A. Now there are going to be some people who are like, oh, I want to get the highest A possible. Go for it. Still shows up as an A. It doesn't show up as a number on your grade. It shows up as an A. So you all are hearing this now, so you all have an advantage over whoever's absent. Come to class, do the assignments, take the notes, do well the tests. Come final time, you don't take the final. And like I said, there's going to be about 20-25% of you all who don't have to take the final. Okay? And it's based on the number. The 900, you need to get 925, because I will round that up. You need 925 points. That's the goal. All right? If you have 924, guess what? You got to take the final. All you got to do is get 1 point on the final test and get an A. 1 out of 100. It won't be hard. We'll talk more about that as the semester goes on. Here's how you calculate your grade, just like I was saying. Homework assignments are worth, for the first module, chapters 1, 2, and 4, are worth 120 points. They're 30 points, or 40 points each. 40, 80, 120. The test, attendance, like I said, for the 2 days that we meet. I think chapter 2 you're doing on your own. That is one thing. Besides the homework, you're going to be watching a video on your own. A lecture. I forgot about that. And the online lectures, some of them are only like 30 minutes long. Some are a little bit longer. But you're going to watch chapter 2 on your own, since we're not meeting twice a week. The test adds up to 100, and then you got module 1's worth 240 points. Like I said, you can get 10 points extra credit for attending both classes. And I will add that, like after the second day of attendance, I will go through and add 10 points on. Now, for some reason, you had an excused absence one of those days. All right, this is important because this is just the way the policy goes. You weren't here in class. I know you had an event, whatever it is, you're sick, you're in a hospital, funeral, sporting event, doesn't matter. You had an excused absence. If you're not here, you're not getting those 10 points. You're getting a blank. You're not getting a 0. You're getting blank. When it comes to the extra credit, if you were here one day and you had an excused absence the other day, I will give you 5 points extra credit. All right? Because your absence was excused, you're not here, I'm still going to give you extra credit. I'm not going to not give it to you. But I'm going to give you 5 points extra credit. The option I give students if you know you're going to be absent because of a function or whatever, and you want to get those 10 points and the extra credit points, come to my Thursday class. Same time, same class, same notes, same information. I do the same thing. I'm going to be giving the same exact talk on Thursday at this time. So if you know you have a sporting event today, next Tuesday, and you're going to be missing, and you want to get the attendance points and the extra credit, say, hey, Mr. U, email me. I'm in PSY100 Tuesdays. I have this event. Can I come Thursday? Absolutely. Come Thursday. And at the end of class, come see me. I'll mark you down, and you get your extra credit, points and your extra credit. Okay? Even if for some reason you're sick, or you sleep in on Tuesday, and you miss class, and when I do attendance, it comes through and you get a 0. If you email me and say, hey, can I come into Thursday? Yes, you can. Come Thursday, and I'll take that 0 and give you your credit. Okay? So you all have the advantage over the Thursday class because your class happens first. If for some reason you miss, you can easily go Thursday. They have to think ahead of time to come to Tuesday's class for some reason. There's not a lot of space, but it doesn't happen often, so that's that. All right, so the same thing goes with each chapter, each module. The last test, there's more chapters. There's 4. A couple of them are really short. So we have extra assignments, 4 chapter assignments, so 140 points, 35 points each instead of 40. There's 4 days of lecture, so it's 40 points, and I give 20 points extra credit. Somewhere down there, okay? That's that. Occasionally I give other extra credit. Now, the reason I give extra credit is not for people who are slackers who don't show up to class, who don't take a test. It's for those people who have difficulty with tests. Even though it's an online open note test, some people have difficulty with tests. And you don't do as well in the test as you would like. Occasionally I offer extra credit. You have to qualify, which is this. A lot of them miss 3 classes. We only meet I forget, I'll see. Something like there's 15 weeks, and we have 4 tests. So that brings us down to 11 classes besides today, so that brings it down to 10 lectures. We only meet 10 times for notes. If you miss more than 3 of those, that's bad. That's 30%. But you can miss 3. It's all homework assignments, take the tests when scheduled, and you get extra credit. And every once in a while I give something pops up. I'll tell you all, hey, extra credit activity, blah, 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 you can get the extra credit. All right. All the rest of this stuff is blah, blah, blah stuff. You can read that on your own. Y'all are intelligent people. Questions on the syllabus? All right. Semester outline is important. That's the next thing on here. This tells you what we're covering, when we're covering, information, when things are due. So I would look at this every week so you know what's happening. Today, just intro. Next Tuesday, we're covering Science of Psychology, Chapter 1. Chapter 2, it says online on your own time. So on D2L, there's a YouTube video of the notes, the lecture. All right? You don't see my face. I think it's kind of creepy when you have the professor's face in the video. It's just the PowerPoint screen like you see here, and my voice over the back. If you see page numbers, that means you only have to read those pages. You don't have to read the whole chapter. If you don't see any page numbers, you read the whole chapter. So you see Chapter 1 next week. Chapter 2, you have any time you want to do it between now and test. Do that. And then Chapter 4 on Tuesday, February 4th. Our first test is Tuesday, February 11th. So 1, 2, 3 weeks from now. And it's just on 3 chapters. Now, when we get to the connect, I'll show you this, but all of your homework assignments for Chapter 1, 2, and 4 are due Sunday night before the test. So whatever, Tuesday is the 11th, so I guess Sunday is the 9th. So February 9th, and you'll see when you go on D2L, shows it. Chapters 1, 2, and 4 are due by 11:59 p.m. Sunday night. Once 12 o'clock hits, it won't. You can do the assignments, it won't give you a grade. It's just the way the system is set up from McGraw-Hill. And you get a 0. So, make sure you do them ahead of time. Make sure you do them on time. And you get your full credit. Here's a nice thing. I started this a couple semesters ago. You can do the whole semester, all the homework assignments for the whole semester this week if you want, and get them out of the way done. And be done all your homework for this class in a week. I've had students do this. Even when I had 2 or 3 assignments per chapter, I've had students, like the first weekend, bang it out, because it's not that hard. And then you have no homework for this class the rest of the semester. You can do your homework ahead of time. You can't go back and retroactively do it. Like if once this is due, 1, 2, and 4 by Sunday, February 9th, it's done. Can't go back and do it. But you want to do 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 this weekend, get it out of the way, done. All you got to do is come to class and take the test. And there will be, I guarantee you, a handful, probably 2 or 3, that do that. Being good for you. Bang it out, get done. And you don't have to worry about homework the rest of the semester for this class. Because there will be no other homework than what you see here. But if you want to take your time, and there's going to be, guess what? They're probably not here. There's going to be a handful of people at 11 o'clock on Sunday night that start chapter 1 homework, try to bang it out, chapter 2, chapter 4, and try to get it done. Hey, if you get it done, that's fine, it's your choice. But come Monday morning, when I get up, I go online and look, whoever didn't get it done gets a 0. And there's no making up. Okay? And there's no excuse like, hey, Mr. Yu, I planned to do it Sunday night, but my work called me in, and I had to go to work. My answer is, you've got 3 weeks to do it. Procrastinating and waiting till Sunday night is not an excuse. And then you get called into work, or you're sick, or someone in the family died, which I'm sorry. That's I hate to be mean like that, but you've got 3 weeks to do it. Don't wait until Sunday night, 11 o'clock to do it and say, oh, I was about to start and my power went out and I couldn't do any homework. Or my gerbil died and I was very sad. I couldn't do it. Don't wait. That's the only thing I'm mean about the whole semester. Other than that, I'm a nice guy. So you see all the tests when they're due, when we're taking them. And again, they're taken during class time. I will be in my office during the test. You guys can take the test anywhere you want. And I'll remind you that when the time comes. Our final exam is Tuesday, May 5th, 8 to 10 a.m. And it's just those 4 chapters. It's not cumulative. All right, you don't have to worry about anything cumulative for this class. And that's worth 100 points too, just like the other tests. Yes?
Do we have to show up for the final one?
You do not. You can take it anywhere you want. Online, at home, Jamaica. I don't care. The weird thing is, both my Tuesday and my Thursday section had the final exam the same exact time because it's a Tuesday, Thursday, 9:30-ish section block that they call. So I could not possibly have 400 students sitting here and take the test. So take it anywhere you want. You can go home. If you don't have any other finals that week, take it home. I don't care. It won't take you 2 hours, but they give it a whole 2-hour time slot. And again, I'll be in my office during the final if you have any questions. And we'll talk about that. All right. Got to bang out some stuff here. So next week, bring your notes for Chapter 1. What do the notes look like? Okay, I'll show you. So you scroll down, you see Module 1, Chapter 1 notes. It's a PDF document. Looks like this. You see Chapter 1, Slide 1 is there, Slide 2, 3, 4, and you start seeing some blanks. A couple blanks there. Not a lot of blanks, but you start seeing some blanks. My notes are fill-in-the-blank notes. So basically, this is PowerPoint slide number 12. Focuses on blank and blank. The words that fill in the blanks will be on the screen in red. You look at the words, 2 words in red, write them down your notes or type them in, however you want to do it. You print these out ahead of time. You do them on your laptop, tablet, however you do them electronically, go for it. The reason I do it this way, fill the blanks, is you don't have to write every word down that I say. You can pay attention. You just jot down 2 words, 3 words that are on each slide. Very easy for you. If you have to leave class for bathroom, or maybe you get a phone call you have to take, go outside, you come back in, you miss 3 slides, you ask your neighbor, hey, I missed slides 12 and 13, can you give me the blanks? Or you come down and see me at the end of class, hey, I missed 12 and 13, jot it down. Or if you miss a whole class, come see me in my office. I will not email you the PowerPoints, I don't do that. But you come to my office, I'll open up my PowerPoint, and you can go through and fill in all the blanks, or you can get them from a neighbor or someone else, I don't care. And it also serves as your, I'll say, study guide. You're not really going to study, you could study, to make the test go by faster. It acts as your guide for the tests. Your answers for your tests are coming from this information here. It's 3 chapters per test. I ask the questions in order. So chapter 1 questions are first, then chapter 2 to 4. Then I don't go back and forth, making you go crazy looking through all your notes. I try to do it in order that I cover it, make it as easy as possible for you so you get that A. All right? So my recommendation is, if you're going to do paper notes, print them out ahead of time, get a 3-ring binder, put them in your book or folder, put them in there, bring them out in class, write it down. If you're doing it electronically, then you're good to go. Make sure you save it before you close out at the end of class. All my notes for every chapter are like this, even the online ones. Speaking of the online lecture, if you go to Module 1, even gives you a highlight there, tells you when things are due. These activities are for your own good. They're not due, but it will help you with the test. Give you some ideas of some test questions. Video lecture, Chapter 2, there's your Chapter 2 notes, your Chapter 2 video. All you got to do is open that up, hit play. Scroll along here, and you'll hear voice eventually. Maybe not. What's wrong with this system? All right, gang, this is... He's hearing it. I'm not hearing it.
Yes.
Siri's asking me questions. What the heck? There should be volume here. Sound. Display. Why aren't we hearing? That's a bummer. All right, whatever. But you can see the words in red there. Those are the blanks. That's how the notes go. But at least it does work on yours. I don't know why the volume's not working today. That's that. So your online lectures that you have to watch, it's only 1 per module. You watch that lecture. That one was, I don't know how many minutes long. It was very short. And then your homework assignments are down towards the bottom. We'll talk about that now. Oh, wait, before we talk about homework. Research requirements, I'll talk to you about that. Just so you know, there's a research requirements folder or link. It's a Word document, tells you. I'm not going to read this to you all. It's not long. You have to participate in either 2 studies that are worth 1 unit or credit, or 1 study that's worth 2. The system documents you and tells me, and then I give you your credit. If for some reason you want to do the paper, this tells you about the alternative. Where is it? About the bottom. Yeah, here it is. About the alternative assignment. We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that more every week. I'll remind you about that. But to register for the research, you have to go to the SONA site. Now, I have the link here. You're going to use your WCU account login, your regular email and password. Now, I do this. It shows up different for me because I'm a professor, so it shows me everybody who's in the class and studies and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to look different. But you're going to register there, click on the link, and then when the time comes, See, it doesn't show a student. When the time comes, a page like this will appear for you about studies that are open. Now you see there are several studies there, but none of them say open at this time. These are probably studies that are going to be happening this semester. So you can see there's a 1-point study, 1-point study. You'd have to do both of them to get credit, or you could just do the 2-point studies, one of the 2-point studies. And you see the titles here. And if you find one that's of interest to you, when you log in on Sona, it's going to ask you who your professor is. That's me, Yulenbrock. Tuesday, make sure you get section 03. If you put down the other class, my Thursday section, it's not going to show up credit for you in my reports. And I'm going to look at my report for Tuesday. I'm going to see that you didn't participate, even though you might have. And I'm going to say, oh, 0. And you'll be like, hey, I did participate. I was like, my report doesn't show it. And you're going to be like, well, my report it does. You're going to be wasting our time, going back and forth. And then I'm going to have to look on the other report and then, okay. Just make sure you register for section 03. Yulenbrock 03, Tuesday, whatever, however it has it. You're going to get a Sona ID because they don't want to identify who you are when you take this study. They're going to know that you participated, give you credit, but the researchers, whoever's doing the research, is totally anonymous. So you're going to get a Sona ID number. When you sign up for it, register under that ID number, whatever that ID number is that they give you. But once you participate, the grad assistant has to document that you did it. It usually takes several days. And then I get the information, and then I'll give you your credit. We'll cover this at the beginning of every class, so don't worry about this right now. All right. Back to important information. All right, so inclusive access for your homework, for your book and all that kind of stuff. This just gives you a little information that we're going to cover in class. So if for some reason you're not here or you want to read this again, do this another day, you don't want to do it now, you can look at this. But we're going to go through the video and sign up during class. So what I recommend doing as we watch this, oh gosh, I hope we have sound. Why don't I have sound? Makes me sad. It's not that. Presentation controls. Why is this muted? Anybody here Techno Wizard? I don't understand. I've never had this. Huh? Ah. This is a bummer. Make sure to sound. I mean, usually I just click on this, make sure it's in display port, and we're good to go.
And to reset your password if you need to.
What is going on?
I just heard it, I think.
Yeah, that was just coming out of my laptop. People in the background can hear that.
The parameters are right here in case you need to reference it.
I could try to do
Enter in
this.
your first name and your last name. Set up a security question in case you need to reset your password.
Can you all hear that?
If you would like
The
to
back?
receive text notifications, you can enter in your mobile
All right, we'll go
number
back.
here.
Time anywhere. Connect also helps you focus on the material you need to know most and creates effective and efficient study time that may help you earn a better grade. Time to get registered. I'll walk you through the process. It's super quick and easy. By the way, it's great that you're registering now. Students who have access to their course materials on the first day of class actually perform better than those who don't. So, let's get started.
Your course participates in an inclusive access program, meaning you'll have access to your materials on the first day of class without being prompted for payment during registration. To get started, log into your D2L account and select the appropriate course. Then navigate to the content area where your instructor has placed Connect Assignments. Click on your first assignment to begin. Then click Launch if prompted.
So your first assignment is that one smart book. If you all want to do it now, you don't have to. But if you go under, if you look on the first page, I guess I can open that up too.
Enter in your email address.
Stop.
It's always about
Major
best
technology.
practice to use your school email address so that all of your courses are in one account, and click Begin. If you already have an account under that email address, it will prompt you for a password. You'll also have the option.
So for those of you trying to do it now, if you go over to your home page, you see Homework 1, you click on that, and then you click on the blue layer. It will start the process that she's showing us now.
To reset your password if you need to. Otherwise, it will take you to the account information page where you can create a new account. You'll need to enter in your email address again, create a password.
Any password.
The password parameters are right here in case you need to reference it. Enter in your first name and your last name. Set up a security question in case you need to reset your password. If you would like to receive text notifications, you can enter in your mobile number here. Agree to the terms, and then click Continue. Next, you will receive a confirmation of your access to the course. Click Confirm, and now it will confirm you're successfully registered. Click Go to Connect to continue.
Thanks for registering. Should you need any additional help now or in the future, McGraw-Hill has an awesome customer service team standing by.
Okay, if for some reason you have technology issues, as you can tell, I'm not a techno wizard. These are the people to ask, McGraw-Hill, because it's their site. You can either call them 24 hours a day or email them. They also have chat online if you want. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, modified hours, but pretty late. They will help you out without a doubt. Once you do the register and all that kind of stuff, you're in, you're ready to go. You can start the assignments that I give you, you can start and stop, go back to them. You don't have to complete it all in one sitting. All right? So they're called Smart Book. They're simple. Give you an example of what they look like. Content. Module 1. Oops, not Module 1. A student look at Smart Book. This is a video that will show you. Gosh, I hope it works though. They took the video down. That darn McGraw-Hill. All right, I'll put up another one I have somewhere. Son of a gun. The good news is you don't have any homework due next week. Why that isn't working, I don't know. Did anybody register during that process here? Get started? No problems? Issues? No? You did? All right. I will hang out. I'm going to do the. There's no attendance today, so you don't have to worry about. I'm not taking the attendance today. I will hang out here for 15 minutes. I go to my office. If anybody has any questions, hang out with me. Make sure you have your notes for Chapter 1 for next week. We'll be starting then. Otherwise, have an awesome day.